Well, the last time we caught up was Firefly in Dover, so fill me in. What's been going on since then? It's not that long ago.
Yeah, that was, it's June, so a few months ago. We've been on the road nonstop. We've been home for a few days here and there, but did a lot of festivals, did some headline stuff in Canada, and then in August, beginning of August, we started with Kings of Leon. And so we've been out since then, just in the bus.
How much of a whirlwind has it been?
It is really a whirlwind because every day, you wake up, it's hard to remember exactly what you did the day before. It all just turns into a blur. But we're happy happy to be playing shows. And when we have days off, we're usually in a cool place. So
what goes into crafting the set list for a festival versus like on the shows with Kings of Leon where it's just, 3 bands versus all these bands?
Well, I mean, generally it's a question of time, so you gotta cut down and just play the hits. So, just trying to craft a set that gets people's attention from the very beginning and, gets them hooked in very quickly. When we play headlining shows, we get to do all the deeper songs from the album, and that's always enjoyable for us, to play those songs we don't get to play that much.
Are you ever surprised by which songs fans gravitate towards?
not usually surprised. We've lived with the songs for so long, so we know the appeal they had to us when we were writing them or recording them. But you can usually tell which are going to be sort of crowd favorites. On Twitter, we do occasionally get surprised by, what song happens to be getting the most attention at any given time. That's interesting, but you can usually know.
Well, you guys have been with the Lunatic album for quite a while now. Are you guys working on any new material? Is there any direction for that yet?
We've got a lot of stuff written and then kind of demoed in various states of being almost finished and not finished at all. So we're just constantly writing. We just need to find the time now where we can actually record it properly. Probably, next year sometime we'll start that process.
Are you guys a band that kind of has to take some time off the road to be able to do that? Some bands can write on the road and pull influences from that, or?
Recording, we definitely have to come off the road. We need time to record. Because we have access to a studio in Phoenix, we take our time. So writing-wise, I think an idea can come to you anywhere. As long as you have some way to capture it, whether it's writing it down or recording it on an iPhone. That really depends on when you're available for something to come through you.
We've seen so many changes in the music industry over the years, with the biggest one being social media. When you play these festivals and things, how much of a change do you see kind of in social media outreach and things like that?
A big one. Usually right after you come off stage, you can check Twitter and you can tell how good or how shit you were.
I always wonder what it looks like from a band's perspective now to see a sea of cell phones out there. Rather, you used to see a sea of Lakers up in the air, and now it's like a sea of cell phones. What's it look like from your perspective?
Well, if they're doing the actual lighter thing with the phones, that's kind of cool. There is an element of when you play a song that people want to hear and everyone's just filming it with the camera, it's almost like they're missing what's happening for that moment. But whatever, people want to capture the moment, I guess, so it's cool. I do it.
I feel like people are watching the show through the little screens now. So how do you feel about the genre diversity at a festival made in America?
I think when it's done right, it's one of the best things about festivals is that I feel like people who are attached to one specific genre are kind of going away. Everyone's open now to everything. And so when you're at a festival with a really cool bill that's got everything from hip-hop to, world music, rock, I personally think that's really cool. I don't want to see 12 rock bands in a row. I'd rather see a variety of stuff.
I think, too, it's good because fans can kind of pick up on artists they may not have necessarily been in their bubble before, and now they're, expanding. So what's the most surprising thing that we would find on your iPod?
I don't know, probably a Katy Perry song or something. You got to work out sometimes.
On my iPod? It wouldn't be surprising to me, but I get maybe some Maria Callas singing some Puccini opera stuff, some arias, that sort of thing. I don't know if that's surprising. You can hear, and we've talked about a lot of the influences to us.
Mine's definitely the sophisticated choice, yeah.
So what would you say is the one most misunderstood thing about the band?
Most misunderstood. It's probably some combination of where we're from, where we were born. You know, is there a fifth brother?
I mean, there's so much energy that goes into your live show. I mean, it's just basically, I mean, I've seen people walking by and they just get pulled into that. What goes into putting that together?
Well, for us, if everything is going well technically on stage, if we're monitoring correctly and our instruments, everything's, you know, all nicely in place, then for us it's really about pouring some energy into it, you know. Most of the day you're sitting around in a bunk or on a bus. It's nice to get out there and actually just let it come out. And I think when we do that right, when we all click like that, it just comes across. There's a sort of organism feel to this band on stage, and that's what we try to achieve.
In what ways is music therapeutic for you as an artist?
Well, as a drummer, it's like a punching bag sometimes. It can be an aggressive instrument if
You
you.
probably get the most aggression out.
Yeah, it's very therapeutic.
I think it's very therapeutic in the sense that it gives you something to focus on, and that's always a therapeutic activity, to kind of try and remove a lot of the noise in the world and focus in on one thing, and music is an amazing vehicle to do that.
One of our techs says I play much better when I'm angry, so he tries to get me angry right before we go on stage.
I'm always curious, you know, a lot of bands really get into like the lyrical content, you know, depending on what you were going through at the given time that the song was created. Is it ever hard to get back out of that headspace again? You know, you're performing them each and every night.
I know what you're saying, that there's a sort of, you're in a place when you write a song.
Exactly.
Usually if you record it when you're writing it, you know, like at least make a demo right away. For me, it creates an association with the melody and the words of that feeling. So every time you sing it, if you want, you can go back there, you know, based on association. But it really depends on how much attention you can give to the show. If you're not worrying about other stuff going on, then you can do it.
We played some shows in Germany in the middle of winter last February. That was really hard to get back to the mental state of one of our songs, It's a Good Life, which is about being on an island and drinking a beer and and not being in a freezing. So that was hard to kind of put your mindset into that. But if there's anything that can transport you there, I guess music does a good job of that, you know.
What's the most challenging part of being on the road?
So far, I mean, it's challenging in an everyday sort of way, you know, just not really knowing where you are, trying to get your routine. That's kind of hard, because a lot of times the day is not the same every day. There's press at this time, and then there's a sound check. It'd be nice if it was the same every day. You could have a routine, but always having a different routine, sleeping at a different time, that's kind of weird. But it's not like mining, you know, mining for coal or something. It's not a real job.
So what is next for you guys right after Made in America?
We head down to Virginia Beach to get back on tour at the Kings of Leon, and we're with them till October.
And then,
Any time off for the holidays?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Any time off for the holidays coming up?
We're told that we do. We'll see if that space gets filled and squashed away, but I believe we got some time off in December.
Thank you so much for joining me again. I appreciate it. Absolutely amazing job this afternoon. It was wonderful. Thank you.